today will cover the urban scales, the city scales, and the community scales of how the case study makings resilience now from the disaster risks. First of all, I take the case of Thailand. So I would like to show you the background information about disaster risks in Thailand. You will see that from these informations, hydrological disaster now based on the, flood, storm, or droughts. So all the disaster that related to water is the main disaster of Thailand. And not only disaster, we can call this is the climate risk, or we can call extreme weather events, which is the main part of the main portions of the disaster in Thailand. But also we have another kind of risk such as earthquake or landslides. But I would like to take the main part of the disaster. You will see that this is the map of Thailand and flood risk areas. Mainly we facing the flood, many part in our country, but mainly you will see in the central part of Thailand, which is called Chao Phraya River Basins. And the most vulnerable area is located here in Bangkok. You will see the red colors. The red color in the map is the locations of Bangkok. So we have high vulnerables on flood disaster, on hydrological disaster. Related to today webinar, which is, I take one information from the National Adaptation Plans of Thailand based on three types of disaster: heat, flood, and drought. And you will see that Bangkok is the most vulnerable areas. Next one, the most greatest flood recent one in Thailand is 2011. You will see in the left-hand side that we are facing flood all over the central part of the country except Bangkok. You will see here, this is the safe place now, but the other part upper of Bangkok will get flood. Now they are farmland. So this is the way that Bangkok manage. Now we transfer our flood risks to urban area, but actually some part of Bangkok get floods. In the northern part of Bangkok, we is the locations of our domestic airport. Now, and some of the city area get flood, including Thammasat University, which is suburban area of Bangkok in the north. Now, Pathum Thani province also get flood. From that case studies, Bangkok has experience. Actually, Bangkok has a long-term experience on flood, but just recent one that making the new resilience way of Bangkok on making a flood protection system. This is the way that Bangkok drains the water now from the upstream is downstream of Chao Phraya River basins. I will show you another case study, which is upstream of Bangkok. So let's move to the northern part of Thailand. This is the, you will know that the central part here, this is Chao Phraya River basin, we combine with four region to Bangkok and Gulf of Thailand. So none is strategic areas. Remember, we have very small town there, but a big amount of water. Things fat flood and in London area. So take a look how people live with water. Okay, so I take the case studies of urban area of that province. Now the province of Nan, and it has small town named Nan town municipalities, and the lowest areas, now flood area of that city is my case studies. Okay, they are the model of how they're living with flood or flood resilience models. Take a look first, their way of living. They're living in we call pillar house, the traditional styles of housing in Thailand. But not all of the house was in this type. Some are new traditional, some are new, some are traditionals. But you could see the fat mark in the second floor of the house. Even this house, they has very high pillar, but still get flood. So this is the way that locals community live with flood, live with high flood risk since history. So how people recognize or resilience from a long-term flood. The right-hand side, you will see that this is the flood risk map, but uh, mostly my country we had a lot of flood risk map, but the scales of the map are too big for the local communities or local household to make a preparation to build their resilience. So I don't want to make this map, but finally, we think our research team think that if without knowing the risks, the community cannot build resilience. So we're making the kind of city scale map located show the locations of the community. You could see the yellow line, which is the boundary of all 30 communities located in the non-town municipalities, and you could recognize that the dark blue area is the lowest area of the cities. Now that's the 2011 flood, which is only half of the dike along the river. But right now, the whole area of the city got the dike along the cities areas along the river. But still, even they have a full protection from the dike, but cities also get flood. So this information show that only hard measure is not enough for the city to come with the flood risks or disaster risks. So we should balance between soft measure and hard measure. So we start to thinking about how to prepare in terms of flood risk resilience or risk reductions solutions. As I mentioned, the flood risk map, which is provided by different organizations in the countries, is too big for local community to take action or to make decisions. So our team make a household-based flood risk identifications. You could see that we have how with red, orange, and yellow, which is identified as high, medium, and low risk on flood based on their housing type. So with this information, the community can take precise decisions or precise or direct preparations. Now, for example, yellow part can be have enough time comparing to red house, the red group house, but which is need to evacuate first. That's the examples. Not only that, with the locals people's ability on recognize the map, face the difficulty for them to understand the risks. So our team makes the kind of sticker, red one, orange one, or green one, and put it on flood marks, recent flood marks, in order to show and to link between the risk map and the empirical flood marks in the area. But take a look at the pillar. You will see that the pillar is very high. This is their current ability, how to live with annual flood. But this is the flood mark of extreme flood in 2011. It showed that even we have high capacity to live with water, but it doesn't mean we will survive. We need to adapt or resilience from uncertainties and uncontrollable fabrics. So this is the way post or the experience in the past might not enough for future uncertainties. The example of warning systems, you could see that none is the mountain areas. And this is N1, which is not number one, which is the locations of non-cities. So how they recognize that the flood will get into the cities. They will check from the North 64 of water levels. The water from these 2 points will take 6 or 7 hours. Now, if the N64 would reach to the crisis point, then another 6 hours, city will get flood. So by this information, this is mayor and governor make decisions. So it's just 1 or 2 centimeters. Now that it's about just 10 minutes or 5 minutes that city are going to get flood. So what to do, how to be resilient, or how to respond on the emergency. So different kind of action that prepare in the preparedness plan, budget or equipment was launched and managed by municipalities in the city scale. And also take a look in the household and community scale. First one, they have pillar house, which is a basic capacity for them when they live with water. The other one, because of their long-term experience on disaster, so in 1 year on rainy season, they have to move stuff. Then they move down. A lot of raining, so many times that they move stuff. So they change the way of managing the storage by making the floating storage. This is the knowledge by locals household how to live with water and protect their properties. Next one, with the local community, not only themselves but their livestock have to be safe. So they make a kind of condominium for their chickens, which is upper levels of livestock in the vertical areas, which is safe their future occupations. And the emergency walkway, this is another resilient solution for the local community. In the normal day, they can just use the roads. During the flood, they use the bridge, directly go to the second floor of the house. So they didn't use first floor during the raining season. They use second floor to survive from flood, to live with water. And with the a lot of their experience. So our teams help them to make a kind of leaflet, identify the locations of empirical resilience in practice communities, and we show the locations and the housing map, making in English because they have to welcome the guests from more than 150 countries, visit them as the model of safe community by the WHO, the World Health Organizations. We make a kind of exhibition show how come of those experienced by world safe communities. We present and show them the real case. This is the owner of the chicken condominiums owners. We make a kind of information both in Thai and English to explain what kind of knowledge that community take really long time how to live with flood as the resilient community. So this is what they got from the WHO as a safe community. That's the upstreams of Bangkok. Okay, come back. Now I take another 2 or 3 minutes, show you another future challenge for Bangkok. Now with the upstream of Bangkok, and we doesn't have only up and downstream flood. We have another one because we are facing with the ocean. So future risks of Bangkok, we have listed at top 10 for the city that has future risks on sea level rise. So this is a slow onset. It's not a disaster, but it's the climate change, which is well it will be another future disaster, but really slow. So by asset, Bangkok was ranked 10th as the top 10, but by population, Bangkok moved to top 7. You could see your many other cities also facing the same situation. But take a look what Bangkok take action with this uh, high sea level rise, which is continue to more and more serious. Now, from the forecast model, which many models was forecast, for example, by NASA, if all icebergs was melt, maybe the sea level rise can be possible to rise at 6 meters, then you could see that the Gulf of Thailand will be under the water. That's the model that we don't want it to happen. But many projections project that we are facing with that future risk very soon. That we will get floods very soon. So not only sea level rise, but our cells under the Bangkok is a clay. So our cell also sinking if we didn't make good urban plannings and controls how we manage our land use. Uh, so with the future uncertainties on climate change, now we might facing with the coastal sea level rise and coastal erosions, especially in the Gulf of Thailand. Take a look. This is the shape of Bangkok, and this is the Gulf of Thailand. You will see that Bangkok has some small part that reach to the ocean. Um, it's just only 5 kilometers that Bangkok reached to the ocean at Bang Khun Thien district. And if you go there, you will see that this is that 5 kilometers managed by protecting with hard structure some, and also we try to build plant mangrove. We take the nature-based solutions in order to protect our uh, let's say the gate or the door of the cities. We have plans how to plant, but unfortunately, the storm and the wave is too strong. When we plant 100, we might survive 2% or less than 1% to survive. So you could see that the small one was gone. This is the way that we are. Side is already is the full of green protection, but the new one have to expand the green part, and the people who live behind the the green part is the local community, which is have no lands. They live on water. You will see that underground of their house was full with water. So they are the floating communities. And the last one, you will see that that's the green part, which is the area of Bangkok. But next to Bangkok, is out of that 5 kilometer, they take another measure, which is not the green part, but structure one. So I would like to conclude that if we would like to build the resilience, it should be collective resilience, because not only 5 kilometers of that natural-based solution will be helpful if all of those Gulf of Thailand doesn't take the same resilient pathway. So that's all of my talk. Thank you very much.